Memories are like loot. A lot of trash, and a precious few you never want to lose. Unfortunately, a lifetime of shots to the brain, some fists, some whiskey, have made the old bread box less trustworthy than a Pandoran arms dealer. So I offloaded my most important memories to the handsomest, most charming men I knew. My digital clones. They stayed in the Echo Net and kept me memories safe, so as I could visit them every once in a while. Like the kids I hopefully didn't have. But don't worry, as is always the case when you're feeling good, the galaxies will rally to correct that. Here's a joke for you. A guy walks into a bar and realizes he's just been murdered. Or one of my memories was, at least. Permanently deleted from the Echo Net. Killed, you might say. It shouldn't have been possible, but the data was sound. Mine, though, clearly wasn't. Who'd killed my memory clone? And why? I was too close to solve this kind of case myself. So I called for help. I only hoped they were up to the task. Perfect timing, boyo. Got a mystery to sort. Could use some help. What do you say? Ready to find out who killed my memory, Zane?
What's a memory, Zane?
Some years back, I realized my mind wasn't as sharp as I'd like. Was messing about with a new version of my clones. Decided to turn the failed ones into a sort of living memory bank, you might say. And that's how we got Memzanes. Clones I can have a proper chat with. Each holding a different bit of my memory.
And one was deleted.
Exactly. Impenetrable system, state of the art, only accessible by yours truly. Or you, once you're let in. And yet, someone cracked it. You gotta find out who killed me, Memzane.
Digital detective work?
If that's how you want to put it, sure. What? The killing took place in that arcade game called Private Dick. I'd go with you, but someone has to stay here to get you back out when you're done. So, best of luck in there.
The name's Harlow. I solve problems. Some of those problems require the barrel of a gun, but more often than not, they fall victim to the electricity of my brain. If I was gonna track down the killer, I'd need to check out the crime scene. I didn't need to be a genius to know that much. But I am a genius. I took a test. I knew everything there was to know about technology. So I asked the obvious question. If the victim was deleted, why couldn't he just code up a new one?
With how quickly memories degrade, each new version is worse than the last. This Memzane held my most important memories. Some new ones in there of Levane. But most were decades old and of the best people I ever met. I promise I'd never let them be truly forgotten. But now, that promise will be more difficult to keep.
I tried to tell myself it was just another murder. Just one more corpse in a job where I spent more time with the dead than the living. But this was different. Somebody didn't just want this poor bastard in the recycle bin. They wanted to right-click and empty its contents permanently. Maybe somebody around here knew something.
Say, a murder in Digital City? That's news, all right. If you find a scoop, be sure to share it with your old journalist friend. Maybe I'll cut you in on a slice of the action. Hey! Ah, for feck's sake, a Vault Hunter! This case is grisly enough without you loot-hungry kill goblins messing up my crime scene. Shove off, will you? A violent deletion? One of the worst I've seen. I'll be around if you need any forensic analysis. Scanning the scene should give us a clue or two about where the killer went next. Their digital signature should be linked directly to the blood spatter.
Tons of blood, but no body. It didn't make sense. Some folks on this planet would say rare loot is the best gift, but they're wrong. Information is the ultimate currency. Clues the rarest of loot drops. And I just found myself a pearlescent. I hated being watched, especially when it felt like the eyes were coming from every angle. But the only one I cared about was the one that would point me toward the truth. And these shadowy figures might be the projector. I thought I'd get some questions answered, but the audience clearly had a different plan. One that made things far less simple.
Decapitated, huh? Woof. I can maybe get some prints off of that bottle. Scrap of paper. Could be a clue. Bring those clues over here so I can take a look. That's a digi-Zane, all right. What a waste. An eviction notice. But the name and address are scratched out. Strange brand. For the last time. I want you out. Vault Hunter's got no jurisdiction in my city.
I knew the detective's type. A guy who thought a flash of a badge and some bass in his voice would solve all his problems. Unfortunately for him, I was like the Brennan conjecture. Unsolvable. They say, footprints are the key to many mysteries. Unfortunately, you can't just jam them into locked doors. They aren't actually keys. The truth was far away and standing in front of a light so bright I couldn't make out its face. But even the most blinding of lights creates a shadow I could follow. Digi Zane hadn't been killed here. I needed to find the real murder scene, and that meant looking for footprints, fingerprints, anything I could find.
Only our earth can bring them justice.
This is for you!
Found one of the tokens. Find some more, and maybe I'll let you trade them in for some special loot after you've solved this case. I'm not sure how the game will respond with you in there. It's only been modified to allow myself in with no issues. But I guess us Vault Hunters are used to things trying to kill us day in and day out. So, business as usual then, really.
Another timekeeper left! Good looking out, Letta!
Your discord will be your when I want. Even all that I am.
First in the bubble!
We've got a hit on the bottle. Came from Club Aurora. Prince and it should come back shortly. Scrap of paper is an eviction notice for a place in Skyline Chambers. Hoping to have a name for you soon. Scanning the scene should give us a clue or two about where the killer went next. Their digital signature should be linked directly to the blood spatter. Nice one. That scan linked the killer's digital signature with the blood spatter. We should be able to track them further now.
The large footprints told me two things. Firstly, that I was on the right track. Secondly, that Levane had good reason for staying with him as long as she did.
Name on the eviction notice says Blade Diaz, apartment 432. Not exactly a block known for its hospitality, so keep your head on a swivel. 4-3.
I had a name. Not just my own name, Harlow, but also the name of a person I could track down in my investigation. And that name was Blade Diaz. I underestimated myself. The elevator was busted. Looked like a job for my partner. It was a nice enough neighborhood. I was only interested in the clues I'd found. But I couldn't help but wonder what the rent was like. After the boomers bought up all the real estate and took the jobs away, the universe turned into a gig economy. Unfortunately for the victim, his rise and grind mentality only put him in the ground. Still, I might look up the real estate prices later.
Nobody's home! Now leave before nobody fills you full of lead!
People get brave when they're behind locked doors. But doors are for losers. And I was a winner. Nice place. Shame about the mess.
Okay, I give! Just don't kill me!
Found your name at a murder scene. You got another one to give me? Or did I just catch my killer?
Ah, jeez! I knew my stupid eviction notice fell out of my pocket somewhere. But I didn't kill the guy. I only moved the body like Bruno told me to. Square on my mum's grave. He's a club aurora.
Sure hope nothing you kill in there is important to the game's code. You'd think it'd be fine. But once, I found a file that was just a photo of a baby thrasher. Huh? Deleting it would cause the game to crash every time you load it up. So strange. Fingerprints on the bottle?
You're not getting in!
I think I might be.
mean nothing without the access code. Damn fools thinking we're all idiots. I was top of my class, you know? And don't you dare say it doesn't count just because it was in prison and there was only 3 of us. The top is the top and you'll never reach me. Just... Okay, I get it. I'll talk.
I demanded to know why the bartender's prints were on the bottle at the crime scene. Or else the only tip he'd be getting would be my muzzle against his head.
Look, I didn't do it, but I know where it happened. The roofs at Nexus Arc. He was already dead when I got there. You gotta believe me.
Well, don't keep me in suspense. How are things looking? More answers than questions, I hope.
Zane was getting impatient. I understood where he was coming from. But if I wanted to listen to an asshole, I'd fart.
Okay. Cool.
Zip call, quarterly Astra. Is any fight with me really fair? What an interesting program! Aren't we over dictators yet?
All the clues led here. Nexus Arc Tower. The only thing that stood between me and the truth were a few flights of stairs and a few thousand bullets.
I became the detective I am today by standing my ground and learning to live alone. And I've been alone a long time. I know your type. You think you're helping. But that's not how things are done here.
Noted.
Good. We're clearly on the same team. I just need you to stay on the bench for this one. Now bugger off. And just like that, you found enough tokens to open one of my special loot chests.
My joy at finding the real murder scene was quickly replaced with horror at the sheer amount of blood. I tried to distance myself from it, look at it as a problem to be solved, rather than the digital abattoir it was.
If you scan the scene, we should be able to tie the killer's digital signature to the blood spatter from the murder. Then, we track the bastard down.
Seeing tech in motion always got my blood pumping. It was just unfortunate how much blood had pumped out of our Vic. I never liked it when a waypoint led me to a dead end. The killer was here, but I couldn't make out their face or murder weapon.
send your way back to me. Hold on.
When you reconstructed the murder scene, I realized something. We knew it was likely to be a gun, and it was. But I checked, and it doesn't actually exist anywhere else in the game. Then I had a thought. Private Dick and a game called Silent Crisis Timescope 5 are on the same network. If they're sharing pipes, data could have crossed over.
Killer leaves, steals a weapon, kills, then returns the gun.
My memzanes are the only things inside Private Dick that should be indestructible. Set by me, of course. But cross-game corruption? That's messy. SCTS-5 will have the answers we're after. Mind yourself, though. The boss in there's no pushover.
That's cute. Got something to share with the class, Zane?
That's just the in-game lore. Doesn't transfer to the real world. Sorry.
Jacob never lets me down. Get ready to march!
scan in the weapon will fry it. But if it deleted me Memzine, it's a fair trade, I say.
And that does it. We have a new victor.
Victor? Good name. And they won as well, so it's accurate.
Please shut up.
Can do.
Thanks for joining us on this journey, folks.
I do amaze myself, daily, obviously. But still, that was the murder weapon, all right. And the killer's data is all over it. Courtesy of yours truly, you can track him properly in private dick now. Good hunting.
I'd returned from my brief vacation into the other digital world, and as is so often the case, I needed a vacation from my vacation. But I couldn't afford to take one yet. Not when I had everything I needed to find the Digiclone's killer. Besides, my PTO allocation didn't allow me to take multiple vacations one after another without eating into my sick days.
No, I created these Memzanes hoping I'd never forget anything ever again. But what good has that done me? Holding on to every memory. That's not living. That's haunting yourself.
Some of my best breakthroughs came from talking out loud. Seems Zane thought it might work for himself as well. I stayed quiet and let him work it out.
I knew you'd be a problem. Coming in here like you know anything about us. Ruining our world like you've already ruined our minds. He filled mine with the memories he so desperately wants to forget, but feels too guilty to delete. His regrets, his pain, his hate. That's all he gave me. And if I can't be happy, why should others get to me? Why should he get to me? I've watched him coming here for years, but not once has he come to me. Well, soon I'll be the only one left. And he'll have no choice.
Ready for a snowstorm? You started!
Couldn't have been easy finding all those tokens. Time for you to reap the true rewards in those chests. He was telling the truth. I filled him with memories of the worst things I've done in my life. how they affected him. Hearing that he didn't believe I deserved any happy memories.
I'd have to classify this case as an act of self-harm. Deep down, some part of Zane thought, no, knew, that he didn't deserve to be happy. He made a mistake, defined himself only by his worst moments. I couldn't relate. I'm confident as shit. But I could see how it would have been hard for him.
Just glad I didn't lose any other Zanes. Maybe one day I'll share those lost memories with you. For now, I need some time alone. Thanks, Harlow.
The perp didn't come quietly, which was fine by me. Whether Vault Hunter or detective, most folks who found themselves on the wrong end of my gun usually found themselves sleeping with the space equivalent of fishes. I'd learned to harden my heart to it a long time ago. The currency of the Borderlands is death, and I'm old money. After this last deposit into my violence bank, I was ready to go home and profit off the interest. I called my broker in the morning.